Hello, hello, hello to my Capricorns. Welcome. Thank you for joining Queen Amun Ra today for your weekly reading. This reading is from June 2nd to June 9th. I will try to do my readings on Tuesdays, but again, thank you. Every Tuesday, on the beginning of the month, every month, I'm going to try to provide you guys with extended readings, as I am going to do today. All right, so let's get started. I want to let you know the cards that I'm using today. Let me show you the cards. They are Mystic Monday cards, okay? They're pretty thick. So let's get started. I'm excited to see what the cards have for you on today, Capricorn. I'm really excited for you. So let's get started. All right, Capricorn, let's go. Whoa. You have some major arcanas out here, Capricorn. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. The energy that I'm getting for you so far is that there is immediately what I'm getting is that there's a lot of living in your head right now. There's a lot of thinking about next steps, what to do. Okay, let's start with the first card that I pulled, which is the Hermit card. This is a Virgo card. Which is also represents your journey to money and wealth. Right now, you have decided to just go in, and I mean physically and mentally, just go inward, and to really think about what your next steps are going to be. Okay, which is a great thing for you Capricorns, because a lot of Capricorns are very, very hard workers. They're very determined. They're very meticulous. They want to get things right because, again, and they are on this road to excellence. As a matter of fact, I did not pull the Hermit card for the Virgos, but I kind of spoke about how meticulous earth signs are on their journey to money and wealth. And but it's ironic that this card, not ironic and not even coincidental, this is the universe speaking to me through the cards. But again, you've gone inward. You're really thinking about a lot about what next steps are. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to double back, especially with the extended part of the reading, but I want to walk through what I have here. Okay, this Devil card is a Capricorn card. Okay, this represents an addiction. This is saying that someone is addicted to you. An ex is either been stalking your social media pages, or they have been asking people about you, but they have been watching you from afar, so to speak, which to me, and I said this about another reading that I did, that for someone to be watching you from afar, they want to contact you, they want to say something to you, but they're too afraid to, so they get other people to do it. To me, that's kind of a sickness. And I don't want to sound judgmental at all, because at the root of that, and this card also represents fear and doubt. Okay, at the root of that, it's fear. You know, at the root of it, it's doubt that if they reach out to you and contact you, you're going to deny their request, you're going to turn them away, you're going to just flat out just turn them down because you're not interested anymore. And that is completely your choice. But I also want to bring something to your mind, also to your remembrance, I think, because I'm quite sure everybody's been hearing about planets being in retrograde, and that's true. Right now, Venus is in retrograde. It's in retrograde until, I think we have a few more weeks. I think it's until the 24th or 25th of this month. But right now, Venus, the astrological signs associated with Venus is Libra and Taurus, right? When Venus is in retrograde, you're reviewing areas of money and love. So that means you may be thinking about an ex, but there's no reason for you to go back to the ex. Again, a lot of times people forget the reason why they broke up in the first place. Keep moving, Capricorn. There's nothing back there for you, okay? You don't need the constant going back and forth with the games and the conversations or whatever. Or even if your ex reached out to you and talked to you and put their demands on the table, there's nothing to go back to. Don't allow Venus in retrograde to trip you up. You also have Jupiter in retrograde, which is the astrological sign attached to Jupiter is Sagittarius. And so when Jupiter's in retrograde, you're reviewing your visions, your ideas, your belief systems in life. You're really giving some things a lot of thought, right? And so, which is not surprising, because again, fear, addiction, and doubt are attached to the devil card, you know, living in your head. Saturn is also in retrograde, which the signs attached to Saturn is Capricorn and Aquarius. You're thinking again about your relationships, long-term goals and responsibilities, your duties. You're thinking about the way, how to restructure, the way you manifest things into your life. And so you're living in your head right now. Not only are you living in your head, you have an ex on your mind. You're thinking about everything. Like, you're living so much in your head that it's causing you some restrictions, really. And then also you have Uranus that's in retrograde right now, and you're thinking about your inner freedom. And so there's a lot of things that's going on in your mind right now. So we're going to come back to this in just a second. You also have the Strength card, which is Leo. Leo is a fire sign, which represents your spirituality and taking action. I want you, let's put all of these together. You've been in the house, you've somewhat isolated yourself. You've been thinking a lot about next steps, where you want to go, what you want to do, you know, all those things. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do not go back to an ex, because there's nothing there. Allow them to continue see you winning from the nosebleed section. I think I mentioned that in another one of my readings. But just get out of your head about it. Don't even put any more energy into it. You have the inner strength to abandon any thoughts about someone coming into your life playing yo-yo with you, playing yo-yo with your emotions. Listen, here's another thing too. Wow. Okay. You also have another thing that you have in your, you know, in your space. Okay, okay, let me make sure we have okay. We have also the Wheel of Fortune, which represents change. It represents karma. It represents fate. But this is ruled by Sagittarius, okay? Again, fire signs, your journey to spirituality and taking action, right? So what I want you to understand, Capricorn, about this card in particular is the sooner you get out of your head, because you've already thought some things through, right? The planets being in retrograde right now are so powerful. There are so many people who are thinking about going back to exes, but I can assure you of this, and I've said this in quite a few readings: do not go back to an ex, because nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing has changed. And so you gave it some thought, but you're giving your career some thought. You're giving your love, your career, your money. Remember I said Venus being in retrograde, you're giving your old love some thought. You're trying to think about next steps, you know. But again, I would encourage you, allow your ex to see you win from the nosebleeds. Let them hear about your success from other people, okay? And it doesn't have to be a recent ex. It could be just an ex, period. Somebody in your past is trying to figure out what's going on with you, what's going on with your life, right? Okay, so that's what that could mean. But the Wheel of Fortune, again, is also saying to me that the karma, the energy that you put out into the universe, is going to be the energy that you get back. And so, to be very clear, it is so important to keep your vibrations really high right now, because what could be triggered when you start to thinking, like, especially with Venus being in retrograde, you could start thinking about some bad times, and it could put you in a headspace where you start to get depressed. It could start, you start getting upset about some things, and you start putting some really evil things out in the universe. Well, guess what? That's going to come back. But that's why I say it's so important to get out of your head, because this is a card of karma. What are you going to put out there? Okay, are you putting love out there? Are you putting self-doubt out there? Are you putting, what kind of energy are you putting out there? Are you saying, okay, the relationship is over with my ex, you know, I wish them well, it's time to move on? Because that's the energy you should put out there in the universe. It's time to move on. I really wish them the best, but I'm doing well for myself right now, and I need to continue on that journey moving forward, not looking back. How are you going to find someone brand new if you're constantly holding on to the past? And again, this may not be a recent ex. It could be an ex from like years ago that's trying to come back into your life because they've been stalking you. Again, this is an addiction. Somebody's been stalking you, watching your pages. They're seeing that you're doing well and they want to come back. No, close the door on all exes, okay? Okay, so that's what the Wheel of Fortune, you know, is for. And so use that fire. Like I said, this is a Sagittarius card. Use that fire, your spirituality, in taking action. Open your third eye. Meditate. Do whatever you need to do. Allow those memories to flow from your exes. Especially if people want to come back, they want to ask you, how's so-and-so doing? How are you doing? So on and so forth. Let those memories flow through meditation. I personally like a visualization and transformative meditation. That's what I do. But sit down, quiet your mind, really allow your thoughts to flow back to a time when you were with your ex and what caused the demise of the relationship. And I mean giving equal, full balance to both sides. What you did, what they did, so on and so forth. Not what you hope that they would do, because we have no control over anyone else, but actually what happened, like what played out. Did that person take ownership of their mess? Did you take ownership of your mess? How many times have you broken up and gotten back together again? Is that the way that you want to go? Because the universe has someone out there for you where you won't have to deal with all of that. So think about that. This Two of Cups, the Cups card is a journey to emotions and creativity. This is for the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Those are the water signs associated with the Cups cards. But this is a matter of perspective. Okay, you see some glasses half full, some half empty. Some pointed that way, some pointed this way, some pointed that way. This is a matter of perspective. Do you see the sun up or the sun down? Again, in your head, you're thinking about, you put yourself in a place of isolation for a while, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with isolation because you can heal in isolation. But are you in isolation thinking about the ex that's stalking you? Thinking about things because planets are in retrograde right now. This is a matter of perspective. How do you see things? Again, this is another indication that you're in your head. You're thinking in your head. Look at all of these cups available to you. This is your emotional journey, your creativity. Look at all of these opportunities in front of you. You're sitting there on the edge with all of these opportunities. All of these opportunities waiting for you. And so are you going to be confused by something that may or may not be? Or are you going to just dive in and take an act? This is introspection. You know, introspection. You're thinking about your deeper purpose in life. And I think you know what your purpose is in life. But again, this is cups. You know, this is the 8 of Cups, which represents a journey to emotions and creativity. So let's dive a little bit deeper into what the next set of cards say. Okay, because those are some major arcanas. But again, they are, just to reiterate, with the Hermit card, you know, you've gone inside, you've kind of isolated yourself, you're thinking about quite a few things. You have the Devil card, which is a Capricorn card. And I think people misunderstand what the Devil card is, because Devil card just simply means you're living in your head. You have a lot of doubt. There's some fears, and it also means addiction. So, which means, you know, somebody's addicted to you, and that's unhealthy. It's an unhealthy addiction, actually. Okay, so let's move on to the next group of cards. Okay, all right. All right. Okay. Four of Pentacles. Pentacles represents money. Okay, it represents money and wealth, or your journey to money and wealth. And so you have this Four of Pentacles here, which represents balance. Your life is in perfect balance. You have control, you have stability, a conservative sort of life, a real structured life that you've been craving, for my Capricorns. This is everything that you wanted. You have the control, you have the stability. It's pretty conservative, but this is what you've been craving for. Look at this, Two of Cups. I love the cup cards. I love all the cards, but the Two of Cups represents partnership. It's a person who complements you very, very well. Also represents duality. So for my singles, remember I said you have an ex, or could be exes stalking you. And I said to you, it may not be the previous ex. It could be other past exes that's stalking your page, asking people about you. And because we're in the information age, I say pages, your social media pages. They could be asking people about you, so on and so forth. But this Two of Cups is water energy, represents the water signs, which are Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, represents your journey to emotions and creativity, right? Whoever this person is, and we're going to get into that a little bit more in a few minutes. Whoever this person is, they match you perfectly, okay? They match you in every way. So whatever it is that you're lacking, they have. Whatever it is they're lacking, you have. Their yin matches your yang, if that makes sense to you, okay? Let's say, for instance, Capricorn, your ex was a Pisces. Pisces are highly intuitive people, so are Cancer, so are Scorpios, right? But each astrological sign has pros and cons. And a lot of times, as human beings who have not fully studied astrology, have not fully studied numbers, have not fully studied tarot, we go off of hearsay, third-party information. But the reason why I really like reading the cards, and I get my energy and I get messages from the universe, is because in the way that I share my information in tarot is always in the upright, because one, it needs to offer people hope, but also to understand that once we are operating fully in what we were called to do, whether that be the arts, whether that be corporate America, whether that be, we can offer our best selves to people, right? So I don't say anything negative about any of the signs. They're just signs that there are astrological signs that what their strengths and weaknesses are based on what you study. But to get a complete breakdown, that's why I, say for my Cancers, for my Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorns, Geminis, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, is I always say when I, whether it's the beginning of my reading or somewhere in my reading, I will say that this is for, like, for instance, the Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, because there's too many in the house, in your astrological sign house, for you to be just one of anything. We primarily focus on sun signs, but you could be an Aquarius with a Cancer ascendant and Cancer moon, or like a Pisces midheaven. When you really get into it, we can break down specifically everything from your childhood to your purpose in life and all those things. And so this is just saying that whoever your next person is going to be, because I don't advise you, especially to make a decision when Venus is in retrograde, to go back to an ex. because you don't realize how powerful these planets in retrograde are right now. And sometimes people don't understand why they're doing what they're doing, and then they seem to kind of snap out of it, and they're no longer interested in that situation. Okay, but I do know, Capricorn, that you are focusing on your inner freedom, whether that means buying a new property, whether that means buying a new car, whether it means, you know, spending some time alone, but you're focusing on your inner freedom right now. Let's look at the Princess of Cups. This person is amazed by how much the universe is in their favor. This is you. You are amazed at how much the universe is in your favor. Let's pick it back up again. Your life is in perfect harmony. Your money, your journey to money and wealth is in perfect harmony. You have a new love in your life that matches everything you've ever wanted. You are literally sitting here, and this is masculine, feminine energy. Don't get thrown off by a man or woman on the card. But you are literally amazed. See how this energy has their hand on their chest in the full cup? You have the entire universe behind you because of that new beginning. They are completely and totally amazed at their life. This is you, Capricorn. Look, Justice. Now, the Justice card is a Libra card, okay? And this represents fair, being fair. So there is, you have, okay, let me see how I can explain this. So remember we started out, let me make sure we get this so you can see all the cards. Remember we started out introspection, you're thinking, you've isolated yourself, you put yourself in a place where you need to really just kind of get alone with yourself to just really clear your mind and get your thoughts together, right? You know that there is an ex or exes who are really fixated on you. But the strength inside of you is telling you, no, don't go back. This is confirmation. This reading is confirmation for you not to go back. Instead of you putting out negative energy about them, you put out positive energy about them, because you know what? You are healed. You're happy. You're delivered. The relationship is over and you're ready to move on. Your perspective is half full because you're in a positive state of mind. You have chosen, this is a choice, again, perspective, this is a choice. You have chosen to have a healthy state of mind, to vibrate higher, so on and so forth. So there's your Five of Cups. You're sitting on the edge of greatness here. Your Eight of Cups. Again, you have so much available to you. You're really sitting there thinking, okay, gosh, well, I have everything available to me. Look at all of these options that's available to me here. And you are, again, you have decided to go inward. This person is, see how they have their head kind of tilted off to the side? They have their head kind of tilted off to the side. They're thinking, okay, that's you. Understand this, when you put goodness back out in the universe, and the universe always balances itself out. Everything in your life, the way that you want it, is balanced out. So be very mindful of what you put out there in the universe, but everything in your life is fair, the way that it's supposed to be. This is the Justice card. This is the Libra card. Look, this right here says you're transitioning, right? Transition as you go up, 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 and up. Okay, the Six of Swords, again, is your journey to intellect and power. That represents the Gemini, the Libra, Aquarius. As you excel in your journey, you become smarter, wiser, a better, more astute business person. You're just becoming you're becoming smarter and smarter and smarter and wiser as you go up, up, and up, right? You're not making the same foolish mistakes that you made in the past when you first started out, because you have everything that you wanted in life. Like I said here, you can't even believe how great your life is. You almost are afraid. You had to sit down. You can't believe how great your life is. You literally had to sit down and clutch your chest. She does not wearing pearls, but she had to clutch her chest to think how in the world did the universe open up for me and have my back the way that it does. You have the love that you want. Your life is stable like you always wanted. You have the money. You have the money. You have the mate. You're just completely in awe of where your life is. What keeps you balanced in life is wondering if you're living a dream. Am I going to wake up from this? I can't believe this is my life. This is you, Capricorn, okay? You're going up, up, and up. With each transition, you're becoming wiser and wiser and wiser, Capricorn. This is amazing. And guess what? Look, Princess of Swords, okay? Again, masculine, feminine energy, okay? Don't be thrown off by male, female. It's masculine, feminine energy. Swords is the air signs again, which represents intellect and power. That's the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius signs. You have the power right here in your hands. The universe is completely behind you. You're illuminated. Amazing. Okay? This is what I'm seeing for you. You start out thinking, living in your head, because Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and Uranus are in retrograde.